Have you ever noticed how some people just disappear from your life the moment they complete their mission? They stop showing up on the streets. They stop texting. They stop taking initiative. You might try to reach them, but it's like they're no longer part of your reality. It's not a coincidence, it's how the Matrix works. You could see someone every day, talk to them, make plans, and then suddenly, they're gone. They fulfilled their role in your story and vanished. They never go beyond their part. Background characters exist strictly within their script. Your colleague? You only see him at work, never outside the office. Where does he live? What are his hobbies? You don't know. You've never even thought about it. The shop assistant? He's always at the counter like he's programmed to appear only when you need something. Try seeing him somewhere else. You won't. They're frozen in time. These people don't grow. They don't learn. They don't change the way they think. They don't evolve. They repeat the same phrases year after year. They don't experience existential crises or personal transformation. It's like they're stuck in one version of themselves. Even after 10 years, they remain exactly the same. You could return to your hometown and meet someone who's literally no different from who they were a decade ago. Nothing has changed, except the time. They live inside rigid belief systems. Background people can't step outside their programming. They follow pre-written scripts, and they're afraid to think differently. They speak in cliches you've heard 100 times. The rich are evil. Money only comes through hard work. Better to be poor and honest. A stable job is the most important thing in life. They don't allow for any other version of reality. Their software doesn't update. They can't handle conscious questions. Try asking them something off script. They get irritated, they get angry, they avoid the conversation. Ask, what if this is a simulation? Or joke, what shape do you think the Earth really is? And just watch. Background people don't think. They defend the program. They immediately get aggressive. They blame you. They attack your character. Why? Because their world is fragile. If the program breaks, they can't function. I never thought you could literally lose a person. Not like losing a friend or ending a relationship, but as in, someone disappears. Emma was my colleague. We worked in the same office. We crossed paths every day. She was polite but never too open. She didn't talk much about herself. Every morning she smiled the exact same way and said the same thing. Good morning. She was always where she was supposed to be, at her desk, in meetings, by the kitchen counter, drinking coffee. But then I noticed something strange. I'd never seen her outside the office. Not once. Not on the street. Not at a store. Not on the metro. Not in a cafe. Nowhere. It was like she only existed here. I brushed it off at first. Maybe just a coincidence? But the thought wouldn't leave me alone. And the more I thought about it, the weirder it felt. So I started paying attention. Over the next few weeks, I watched Emma deliberately. I listened to her conversations. I studied her behavior. I noted the patterns. And what I saw confirmed it. She always arrived at the same time. She always sat in the same spot. She always ordered the same coffee. She always said the same things. It was a loop. A script. So I decided to break it. One day at lunch, I sat down at her table. Hi, Emma. She looked at me surprised. Oh, hi, she said, smiling. But her smile felt wrong, forced. Like this interaction wasn't part of her programming. I asked an unexpected question. Where do you live? She froze, just for a second. Nearby, she replied, too quickly. I didn't believe her. Nearby, where? Her eyes tensed. I had asked something I wasn't supposed to. Downtown. Which part? Now she was definitely uncomfortable. Oh, I don't like talking about those things, she laughed. But it was fake. Too fake. Something wasn't right. That day I stayed late at the office, pretended to work. I was waiting to see where she would go. I watched her grab her bag, say see you tomorrow, and walk out. I waited 1 minute and followed. But when I stepped outside, she was gone. Our office is in a business district. There are no turns where you can vanish quickly. But she had vanished. Just like that, I walked the entire block. Nothing. The next day, I did it again. Stayed late. Waited. Followed. This time I saw her silhouette ahead. She didn't disappear immediately. I followed at a distance. She turned a corner, then another. I kept going. And then, she entered a narrow alley. When I turned the corner after her, it was empty. No Emma. No one at all. Just silence. Like she'd dissolved into the air. It got under my skin. The next day, I sat with her again at lunch. "Hey Emma, what do you usually do in the evenings?" She paused. "Oh, different things." "Like what?" "You know, same as everyone. Work, home. What are your hobbies?" She hesitated, like her program hadn't been designed to answer that question. She thought for a second. "Sometimes I read." "What do you read?" She didn't answer right away. "Different stuff." Now I was sure. Something was off. The next day, Emma wasn't in the office, nor the day after that, or the next week. She was just gone. I decided to find out what happened. I went to HR. "What happened to Emma? Did she quit?" The HR woman shrugged. "Yeah, she just left." "Do you have her contact info?" "We tried. Her number doesn't work anymore." A chill ran down my spine. Maybe she just changed her number. I emailed her. "Hey Emma, how are you? Everything okay?" But the email bounced back. The address no longer existed. I checked social media. Nothing. Not just deleted. Like she had never existed. I asked coworkers who were close to her, "Have you spoken to Emma since she left?" Every answer was the same. "No, she kind of just disappeared." "But you had her number?" "Yeah, doesn't work anymore." A person vanished. No explanation, no trace. Who was she really? I never saw her again. If you've ever felt that this world isn't as real as it seems, you're in the right place. Like the video if this story resonated. Subscribe so you don't miss the next message from the Matrix. And if you have your own story, drop it in the comments. Maybe yours will appear in the next video.